select the person to audit. I think that it should come from the community. So if the COAB is here, there should be a COAB person over there.
But understand, we're talking long term. These proposals on accountability are way beyond the COAB.
I'm talking long term.
I think the COAB may be gone next week the way things are going.
That's going to be unfortunate too, that we can't be accountable to ourselves and accountable to the rest of the people in the city if we can't get this together.
This is talked about from a long-term perspective, beyond the COAB. These proposals have nothing to do with the COAB.
Tom, I'm thinking long term. What is happening here is you are equating the COAB with being short term, and I am not. I am equating the COAB to be around here in some capacity. It doesn't have to be 20 people, but I'm saying maybe it's 2 or 3 people who make up the COAB who fall under a different organization. It could be a part of the CRC. It could be a part of IPR.
Or it could be completely independent in and of itself.
With no compensation at all, but
authority.
Yeah, you're tasked with doing a certain
accountability.
Excuse me for saying this, but I think that you're all being dreamers now. COAB is not going to continue forever.
I'm very well aware of this.
And CRC may not continue forever either. However, if they accept the plan that we have put forth, they would continue forever.
Yeah.
Well, would the COAB do it too? Like, would the COAB be able to do it as well? Be here forever?
No. It's part of the settlement agreement, and the settlement agreement goes away.
I think that's what. Sorry,
it doesn't mean the COAB has to go away, but I hear you. I hear you.
I have a question. Before we got into this conversation, we were trying to figure out which group we should empower for the selection process. And who has the authority to actually give the authority to that organization? Who has that authority to give? To run it?
We do.
We do? Okay.
No, we have no authority. We have a plan.
As an individual, yes, you do. Yes, you do. You do.
So how do we get authority we needed to make this happen?
We have the power to make recommendations. That's all we do is recommend. Ultimately, the authority is the city's. The city has that authority. The DOJ might weigh in. They might think it would be something important enough under the settlement agreement to require the city to do. But I'm not convinced of that. I think we're moving, more aggressively than that in terms of trying to put in a good accountability system.
Okay.
Gotcha. Maybe making a recommendation and asking the DOJ for their support to make it have a little more bite.
Who? I didn't hear you. No, I didn't hear you.
I haven't decided who. I just said, for example, for the CRC, if the CRC, we want to give that authority to them to select the person, we could ask the DOJ for their support in our recommendation, making that have a little more validity and a little more power, getting their support behind our recommendation.
Okay, just so clear, I actually didn't hear you.
Okay.
The ONI is really under the city structure. And basically you can say the city basically handpicks who they want for ONI.
Right.
And sometimes when you handpick, you're going to pick what's going to be beneficial to you and what's going to follow your guidelines.
Exactly.
This is just my opinion.
I agree with that.
Board's opinion. CR, the Citizen Review Board, Citizen Review Committee, those things tried and true. It's a really a good source and the city audit. The ONI, in my personal opinion, is not the source.
I'm sorry?
ONI is not the, I mean, this is my personal opinion.
Sure.
It's not the route to scale. It's, there should have been people there, but it's totally under the city structure.
Yeah.
And if you want, you guys should go to the city hall and
That's fair.
look at it. Oh, you're not promotion, it's not home structure.
So do you have an opinion about whether it should be the CRC or some?
It's CRC, it's my opinion, CRC, in conjunction with the city auditor. Or CRC.
So either the CRC alone or in conjunction with the auditor?
In conjunction with the city auditor.
It's unclear.
the CRC and
Okay, all right.
the city auditor.
Yes.
So I'm trying to understand, so if the amendment is picked up by the settlement agreement and they say, okay, we like this idea, so then that creates a long-term for the CRC, right? So the person, I think, should be selected. I think Oni should be out of it because they're already doing so much. But if you keep the CRC intact, then the auditor